Are you looking for a podcast about a friendly ghost family who haunts the local escape room?
Then you must be thinking of another podcast. Ooh.
Good evening, Kelsey.
Good evening, Robert.
It's not even close to Halloween, but we're feeling that spooky escape room spirit.
What if we did the whole podcast in these voices?
Hello.
Episode 54, most unlistenable one yet.
It's like episode 54, the most up and down-inest thing we've ever heard.
It is Studio 54.
Yeah.
Gotta get jiggy with it.
I have to tell you something really, really fast.
Okay, do it real fast. I'm timing you.
I had lobster for the first time yesterday.
What? That's so relevant.
I know!
Only if you watched our stream, but it's very relevant.
Like, we had just talked about it, and we went somewhere, and I was like, I'm gonna get the fucking lobster.
I'll have the lobster. What kind of lobster did you have?
It's just lobster tail. They didn't really say, like, this is winter lobster, this is
Winter lobster.
bluegrass lobster. Like, I don't know.
What? He's holding a saxophone?
A saxophone? He would be holding, like, a little banjo, probably.
Okay, well, he's got enough legs. He can hold both.
I don't know. It was just lobster tail, right?
Okay.
And so...
What are your thoughts?
It's okay.
Okay.
It was not life-changing at all.
It didn't blow your socks off?
Oh, man. Like, shrimp still tastes infinitely better than lobster.
I'm on a shrimp kick lately. Like, normally I can't have shrimp at a restaurant because it's just, like, it grosses me out. Like, they don't devein it and they don't clean it properly.
Uh-huh.
You can still see all, like, the poop on its spine. And I don't want that shit. But, man, after the fucking fajitas I had, they were shrimpy and they were so good. Those big-ass shrimp, and they were stuffed full of things, covered in cheese and bacon. And I'm just like, shrimps.
Dude, like, so far as seafood goes, honestly, lobster's the bottom.
Really?
Like, scallops, boom.
Scallops right up on top.
Salmon is great. Like,
I love salmon.
if you get into, like, other fish, they're probably down there, too, because they're not all so delicious, you know?
Right.
But, like, even crab tastes better than lobster to me. Crab is
Crab
infinitely
with a C or crab with a K?
better. Crusty crab.
Okay.
No, like Alaskan king crab stuff, you know?
Uh-huh.
That tastes infinitely better than lobster does.
Because it's fit for a king.
But I had it at Outback Steakhouse.
No rules, just right.
People were like, is that really good, though? And I'm like, yes, it's Outback Steakhouse.
Outback Shrimp House. Outback Lobster House.
Love Outback Steakhouse.
I've not been there since I was like 7.
Oh, my God. Me and Taylor used to go there a lot.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Like, all the time. It's so good.
Where is the closest one? I can't even like think of where I have last seen an Outback.
Literally right next to me. That's
Really?
Also why I go there. It takes me like 5 minutes.
Well, there you go.
I really don't eat steak at other places because they're not as good as Outback to me.
Oh, I fucking love steak.
Like, if I go to Texas Roadhouse, I'll probably do salmon or I'll do something else because their steak, it's not going to compare, so I just don't even waste my time.
How do you order a steak? Like, what's your rareness?
I used to be like a well done when I was younger because what did I know?
What?
You know?
Okay.
But I'm like a good medium.
I like a medium rare.
Like, hit a medium because if they go a little over, it's not going to ruin it. You know?
Yeah.
Like, medium's a good spot that if, like, they undercook it, still good. If they overcook it, still good. Right? Like, it's a good
that's
sweet
where
spot.
I find medium rare to be for me because, like, if I don't like anything that's gone past medium. I'm like, too tough, too chewy.
Yeah.
I want it to be just a little bit, you know, and weird in the middle. I like a weird steak.
Yeah. So Taylor ordered it medium rare, and the guy just goes, "She's a keeper." Oh, I gotta tell you about it, because it involves you.
Me?
Yeah. This guy shows up to the table, and he's like, "Welcome to Outback Steakhouse. Do I know you?" I was like, I don't know. And he goes, "Where do you work?" was like, so I told him, and he goes, nope, never heard of it. Do you play games? And I was like,
What?
yeah, I play games. He's like, you ever been to the GameStop on Main Street? I was like,
What the fuck?
yes. And he goes, dude, I've seen you from there.
Okay.
And I'm like racking my brain because that's one that I don't go to often.
Weird.
Do you know who this guy was?
I can't imagine.
He's the guy that I pre-ordered my PlayStation 4 from.
Oh my god, and he remembered
like
you?
7 years ago.
That's super weird. Oh, what?
I know. He just goes like, boom, got it. GameStop. I know you. And so I'm like telling Taylor, like, that's it. That is the guy that I got my PlayStation 4 from.
What the fuck?
And she goes, what did you do to, like, make him remember you? And I was like, I was probably crying because it was, like, the last one. I was like, do you really have one? He was like, yes. And I was like, thank God.
Yeah, what a weird memory. Like, just, like, racked his brain. He went through his mind palace, and he was like, where have I seen this man?
Or, and this is where you come in.
Okay.
Or, he remembers me from when I was devastated that I couldn't buy said pre-ordered PlayStation. And who did I transfer that pre-order to, Kelsey?
That was me.
That was you. So either I'm the sad guy that cried from happiness at getting one, or I'm the guy that was crying because I had to give it up. Either way, he knows me for crying, probably.
Oh my god. That's a weird one.
That was terrifying. Like, what memory?
Yeah, strange. Well, I have some news for you.
Okay.
I've got good news, I've got bad news, and I've got neutral news.
Oh.
Which one would you like first?
I'm gonna go with the neutral.
Okay.
Let's start like, and then just feel a high or a low at the end.
Okay. I bought magnetic earrings on the internet, and they arrived, and they're very, very cute.
Cool.
So I had my ears pierced when I was like 22, just to prove that I could do it.
Okay.
And I had the earrings in, and when it came time to like change them out for new earrings, I took them out and I couldn't get new earrings in.
Okay.
So I tried for like half an hour, and then I damn near threw up and also passed out. And then I was like, I can't do it anymore. So I let them close up, and now I have magnetic earrings, and they're very cute, and I like them a lot.
This sounds like me when I was trying to get my contacts out for the first time.
Oh my god. I had to take... This is a super weird adjacent story. I had to take out my sister's contacts for her once.
Beautiful.
It was an event.
I feel like I've taken out Taylor's before.
Why?
She asked me to do it.
Oh my god.
But when I did it, the eye doctor had me take them in and put them out like 30 times while I was there.
Yeah, just to like make sure that you can do it before they send you home with them.
Yeah, but it was so many times, and my eyes were just like raw by then, right?
I had to like stop pinching me.
And I got home, like my mom went to work or whatever, and I was just watching TV, and one of them popped out.
Yeah, I can't wear contacts because my eyes just... I don't fucking blink, so my eyes just dry up and the contacts fall off like old raisins.
Yeah, so it pops out, and then guess what?
Gone forever.
No, I couldn't figure out how to get the other one back out. Like, I'd done it so many times, but my eye was like, nope, I'm hanging on to it. Done with that.
Oh my god.
So one eye kicked it out, one eye wouldn't let go, so I watched TV with the good eye and just closed the one that had the contact out for like 4 hours.
Until that one popped out and shriveled up?
No, I'm pretty sure I was like, Mom, I can't get it out. And then she was like, remember, you're supposed to do this. And then it came right out.
You ever had a contact stuck behind your eye?
No.
That's the worst.
I don't
it's
believe
so
you.
gross.
I don't believe you.
Like, if you know how, like, when you're putting a contact in, you kind of instinctively roll your eyes back?
Yes.
So if you roll your eyes back too far, the contact's like, I guess I live here now, and it just, like, sucks back behind your eyeball, like, goodbye. That is awful.
So then what? Does it
you just have to kind of fucking wait for it to come back out, and it's just painful until it does.
I was going to say, does it just, like, drop into a little bank in the back of your head? And it just, like, lives
the
there?
head bank. Welcome to the eye bank. All we have is one single contact and a piece of lint from 10 years ago.
Yeah, there's just, like, this empty space behind your eyes, and it's like, well, alright, well, just stay here. It's
where the little man drives me around.
just like the lost and found behind your eyes.
God, gross.
Okay, so that's neutral.
That was neutral.
I want to go high.
Okay. Let's crack this open then. I found
Yes, cool. I deserve
after you deserve this. After many years, I finally decided on my favorite flavor of La Croix.
this. Okay,
It is passion fruit.
that's a good one. That's a good choice.
It is a good choice.
Now, it's not a good one because I know the flavor. I just like passion fruit, so...
Passion fruit is delicious. It's like the perfect amount of fruity, perfect amount of tart. I love it so much. It's identifiable.
Mm-hmm.
You know how some LaCroix is just like lime. But
Yeah.
this one's like passion fruit.
Passion fruit. That one's got a
You can
little,
tell
like...
what it is.
that one's got a little attitude on it.
Yeah, it's got some spin.
Okay. My favorite canned drink, still Dr. Pepper. Would just like to update you on that.
Good update there. Thank you.
Alright, I'm ready.
Ready for this bad news?
Take me low. Take
All
me
right.
low.
Here we go.
Okay.
My husband started playing Rocket League again.
That's another high point, man.
It's going to be some high points in our levels
Oh,
if the
man.
soundproofing didn't work.
So, what do you mean he's playing it again?
So this is one of those games where like he goes fucking hard for like several months and then doesn't play for like 6 months.
Now, is it because, like, his team quits playing? Like, they all lose interest, and it's like one day the boys get back together, and it's like, oh, yeah. And it just starts again.
Precisely how it happens. My apologies in advance for the edit.
I did hear him once before we started, and I was just like, I just thought he was into what we were doing, but I guess not.
He's just really excited. Yeah! Podcast!
Okay, so when he's playing Rocket League and his levels are just high, right?
Uh-huh.
Is it high with celebration, or is it more high with, like, frustration?
It's a little bit of everything. It's all high.
Because when I play Overwatch, right?
Uh-huh.
If I do good, it's very internal and, like, quiet. I'm like, yes! Yes! Right?
Uh-huh.
But when something goes bad, it's, fuck! Shit! Like, it comes out, right?
I am the total opposite.
The good goes in, the bad goes out.
Man, whenever I like miss a shot, I'm just like, well, that sucked. Or like, if I get killed, I'm like, well, gotta do better. But if I like nail a bomb, I'm like, fucking yeah, I'm the fucking queen.
Oh my god.
Lose my shit.
That's fantastic. One of these days, Kelsey, we're
One of these days.
gonna be able to play Overwatch together, and everyone's gonna see this happen live.
This is now a possibility.
Why?
I got a webcam.
Nice.
Hell yeah.
But I bet you got a nice one.
I did get a pretty darn nice one. It is a Razer Kiyo, not sponsored, just passionate. It's got a ring light on it.
I gotta
and I'm
say,
excited.
I don't know if that was in the list of ones that I looked up when I was trying to find them.
Yeah.
That one, I know that I found some with ring lights, but that one just doesn't ring a bell for some reason.
I don't know if it's new or what, but I don't know. I told Richard I wanted a webcam, and he was like, you want this one, and pointed it out, and I was like, okay.
Was there not a SteelSeries webcam?
You know what? I don't know. I just trust my husband on technology.
Because we are an all SteelSeries brand.
We sure are. It doesn't go to 1080p. I just noticed that. It goes to 720.
Okay.
But it has 60 FPS instead of 30, which I think most webcams are 30.
So this one, I know it does 1080, but I don't know if it hit the 60. I think it does not for 1080 because I think I was like, Kelsey, I can get the one that's 1080 60, but it costs like $100 more, and you were like, stop.
Fuck.
Just
That's
stop.
so much.
So I think this one does 720 60, but only 1080 at 30.
Okay.
Which, I guess if we ever stream together, we'll just match. We'll just, like, make it consistent.
Matchy.
You know what? That bothers me about streaming stuff.
What?
Like, people buy these, like, big... Like, streamers buy these big badass computers, right?
Uh-huh.
And they pump out these, like, 4K games and stuff, but no matter how good it is, when you stream it, it still looks like dog shit. Have you ever noticed that?
Yeah,
like,
I don't know.
Always some type of artifacting to it or something. So it's like, why even just put it out lower? Then doesn't matter, you know? Right.
Yeah, I'm not wise enough in that arena to offer any sage advice other than just agreeing with you.
I mean, that's all that I know about it. I'm like, yeah, it doesn't really look 4K. But one day we'll get there.
One day. I have one more piece of news.
I feel like you have a problem.
I have a problem.
I want to know your problem because I'm curious because I don't think I can even guess what it is.
I think a bit of a mental break. I have pasted this picture of Toucan Sam in our Discord, and I want you just to look at it.
I've been staring at it.
This is a Toucan Sam, right?
What do you mean this is a Toucan Sam?
This is the one that you remember fondly from your childhood when you get up on Saturday morning and you're like, it's Fruit Loop time, and you go get yourself a box of Fruit Loops. This is the Toucan Sam that you know and love.
I mean, sure. Yes.
What do you think? Oh, fuck, this one's too big. Damn it, let me grab up a smaller file size. He's too powerful.
I mean, he's not as cartoony as his, like, TV self. Like, this is more of, like, a 3D model one. But...
Okay.
Like...
What do you think about fucking...
Too big!
Why? Too big! When I drop this picture, you're going to understand why it was too big. I'm going to tell you that. Copy.
Okay.
I swear to fucking God. Drop. Here it goes. Look at this Toucan Sam. Look at him. Look at him, Robert.
Is that his hands?
He's hands! He has human hands. Like, zoom in on them. They're so 3D and so powerful.
I'm zooming right now.
They've only given him 3 fingers for whatever fucking reason and a very natural, opposable thumb. And his hands are fucking furry. Like, he's furry. He doesn't have feathers. He's just made of fur.
He has fur.
It's fur. What is he?
Okay. This is not Toucanual Samuel.
It's not. My soul hurts. I had Fruit Loops for breakfast this morning, and, like, I was eating them all peaceful, and then suddenly I look at the fucking box, and I jumped, and I threw the box down. Fruit Loops scattered across my floor, and I was like, what is this? I'm not okay.
I'm trying to, like, see, like, when it happened.
My heart rate is so elevated right now.
There's a Reddit from 2018 that just says, have you ever noticed this?
I thought for a minute it was like some kind of Mandela effect. Like, I had to look it up. I was like, Toucan Sam has wings, right? Like,
so this Reddit, I guess it's been going on a long time. But, like... But no, like, there are definitely... this is not a Mandela thing. There is clearly pictures of him with wings.
Yes. And, like, there's some pictures of him where he kind of has finger-ish wings, or his wings are doing a fingery kind of thing.
Okay.
But they're still, like, feathers. They're feather-shaped. They're not, like, polyhedral hands sculpted finely.
Yeah.
I hate it so much.
Well... Okay, so I'm watching an old commercial, right?
Okay.
And I remember this commercial. And he has, like, little bird... No, he's got straight up hands.
Hands?
He has hands. He has hands in every single one of these commercials.
Send me the link.
All of them do.
All of them? Like, just every Toucan Sam commercial?
Yeah.
Okay, I'm about to lose
my
mind.
Okay. They're drawn more as, like, finger feathers for the most part.
Yeah, like a fingery feather type of thing.
Yeah.
Like Fruit Loops commercial, Kellogg's Fruit Loops commercial.
Not this,
from...
like, Sonic the Hedgehog hand.
Right. Yeah, this one's from, like, 2012, and he's looking at a treasure map. And
yeah.
So he has kind of hand-ish fingers, because he's, like, for some reason using vines to traverse the jungle instead of his fucking wings. But then they transform into wings when he when he opens it up.
And hang on this one, he has.
I'm so glad this is upsetting you as much as it's upsetting me because.
Okay, he's got 3 fingers and just a thumb, but it's so much more cartoony. Okay, yeah, no, I noticed it instantly when you dropped it.
Okay.
That he's doing this like ta-da.
Yes.
Pose that does not seem to fit.
We're going to put these pictures of Toucan Sam up on Instagram and Twitter so you guys can also have your mornings ruined.
So, going back to the breakfast people and the mascots that you hate.
Yes.
I recently came across this like thing pointing out that they all have like true names, full-blown names.
Such as Toucanual Samuel?
Like first, middle, and last name in some cases. Okay?
Oh my god, middle names too?
Sometimes. Some do. So, I have a game for you.
Okay.
I'm going to give you these mascots, and you got to give me the names.
Okay.
I can't give you the names because it will give away who they are for some of them. Because they're so unoriginal.
Alright, I'm excited.
But first, Toucan Sam is his real name. And he was not on the original list.
Toucan fucking human hands
but
Sam.
For a bonus, you can go ahead and start with extra credit right now.
Okay.
What are those 3 nephews of his? What are their names?
He has nephews? Toucan Sam has nephews?
You've never seen the commercials where there's like 3 like little Toucan Sams that hang out with him?
I have no idea. Okay, I'm gonna guess what their right names are.
Okay.
Is it Huey, Dewey, and Louie?
Do you know how close that actually is?
Oh, what is it?
They are Pooey, Susie, and Louie.
Pooey?
Pooey. P-U-E-Y. And then Susie, S-U-S-E-Y. And it's probably not Louie, it's Louis, because it's just L-U-I-S.
Well, I was close. I got a half a point.
You were actually very close. I was like, this is unoriginal. Just steal it straight from Disney.
We need bird names, real quick.
Okay. Are you ready for this game?
I'm ready.
I want to open with your favorite person. Good old Captain Crunch.
Oh, fuck. I thought Captain Crunch was his real name.
That's not his name.
Captain Caldwell Crispy Crunch.
His name is Horatio Magellan Crunch.
What the fuck? Who's Horatio?
Horatio Magellan Crunch.
The Magellan I kind of get. He was a sailor, right?
Yeah. And then the crunch stays, so right off the bat you see why I couldn't give you the names, because if I said this guy's name was Crunch, you'd be like, oh, I'm pretty sure. Okay. So these are a bit more like TV people.
Okay.
But we're gonna bring it back to the mascot stuff later. Okay?
Okay.
So hang on, I have 18 names for you.
Holy shit, okay.
Okay. So you already did number 1, Captain Crunch.
Okay.
So this one is from The Simpsons, comic book guy.
Oh, I thought that was his name.
Nope, he apparently had... Okay, when I read this list, I knew none of these, by the way.
All right, well, we're gonna go with... What's a nerdy-ass name? Dexter Foreignwaller.
His name is Jeff Alberston.
Okay.
Very normal compared to your Dexter whatever.
Quite normal.
Mom from Futurama.
Oh, I feel like I should know this one. Damn it. I when I hear it, I'm gonna know it. Lucretia.
Wow.
Starfader.
So far. Her name is Carol Miller.
Oh, damn, I didn't know that, actually.
Starflawler. Okay, this one I just find completely gross.
Okay.
What is MacGyver's full name?
Jonathan McIntyre MacGyver.
His name is Angus MacGyver.
Angus MacGyver.
I hate that name. Angus for like
like
a human
steak.
being. But for a human person, I hate it.
It's a good dog name.
Like Angus T. Jones from 2.5 Men, the kid.
I have no idea.
Oh, his name is Angus, and that has always bothered me.
The little fat kid?
Yeah, his name is Angus.
I didn't know that he had a name.
Ugh. Did you watch Gilligan's Island?
Yes, I fucking love Gilligan's Island.
What is Skipper's name?
Damn it. Fuck. David...
No.
Thoddington.
Jonas Grumby.
Grumpy.
Grumby.
That fits really well.
Because he's like a grumpy old dude, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I've never watched that show, ever. The Man in the Yellow Hat from Curious George.
Yellow Hat. I love him. I'm going to say that he named the monkey after himself, and I'm going to say his name is George. Last name Curious.
King of the Hill people will love this guy.
Hank.
His name is Ted Shackelford.
Oh my god. Amazing.
How about Shaggy from Scooby-Doo?
Damn it. I know this one too because it was in a trivia thing.
Because Shaggy is in no way related to his name.
Yeah. Fuck. Jonas Grumpy.
Oh my god. Norville Rogers.
Damn it.
That's kind of a gross name.
It is.
Norville. Okay. Gonna throw in a mascot for you. You ready?
Okay,
This is
ready.
easy. This is easy because all I need is a first name. You ready?
Okay.
This is Mrs. Butterworth. What is her name?
My instinct was to say Jemima because Aunt Jemima, but I don't think that's correct.
That is not correct.
Damn it.
What if I told you that was close?
Is it Jenna?
Ooh. Her name is Joy Butterworth.
Joy Butterworth. That's really cute.
Joy
That sounds...
Butterworth.
If I met a person named Joy Butterworth, I would be their friend.
I was trying to think about giving you this game earlier, and you were like, there is no name. She's just Mrs. Butterworth. And I'm like, those are titles, Kelsey. People have real names. Okay. This is the one that I think you might get.
All right.
What is Barbie's full name?
Barbara?
No.
Do we need a last name?
She has a first, middle, and last name.
Shit. Barbara Mattel.
Oh, pretty close.
Okay.
Her name is Barbie Millicent Roberts.
Huh. All right.
That's a nice name.
It is.
Okay. Do you know Ken's name?
I fucking... It's just... Well... Is Roberts her maiden name or her divorce name or her...
I'm gonna say that's just her maiden name.
Okay. So Ken is a different last name.
Mm-hmm.
Are we gonna go with Kenneth?
Now, for this one, think comic books.
Comic books.
Because he's got this whole, like, alliteration thing going on.
Clark Kent, and they just call him Ken?
His name is Ken Carson.
Ah, Ken Carson.
I was like, all right, that's a solid name.
Barbie Millicent Carson. No wonder she got her divorce.
I know. I'm going to save this one for next. I'm going to go ahead and go with... What is Woody's name from Toy Story?
He doesn't have a name. It's just Sheriff Woody.
Buzz is Buzz Lightyear. Woody has a last name.
What? Woody Andyfoot.
Woody Andyfoot. His name is Woody Pride.
Woody Pride.
That's a good name.
That's a porn name.
No. I love it, though. Okay. I hope you get as much of a kick out of this one as I did.
Okay.
Were you a big Home Improvement person?
Please
tell
just
me you
watched...
were.
I mean, I love Wilson, but that's it.
What's his name?
Fuck.
What is Wilson's name? I need his full name.
Wilson Jefferson Carter.
God, you were so... You started strong, ended horribly.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
His name is Wilson W. Wilson Jr.
What?
His name is Wilson twice.
I bet his middle name is fucking Wilson.
You goddamn right it is.
You know it is.
You know it has to be. But then to throw it off, he's a junior, which means there was another Wilson before him. Oh, it's so perfect. Okay. Mr. Snuffleupagus. Mr. Snuffleupagus, sorry.
The Muppet?
From Sesame Street, yes.
I did not know these people had names, Robert.
I know. It was quite a shock.
Jonathan Jenkins.
His name is Aloysius Snuffleupagus.
What?
That's a cute name. I like that name.
That's also a dog name. But to be fair, he's pretty close to a dog.
Yeah. Okay. So, Mr. Baby Nut. Before he died, when he was Mr. Peanut,
Okay.
what was his name?
Well, it's something pompous because that stupid fucking monocle and top hat and cane situation's not going on.
This name is ridiculous. I hate it. I hate everything about it.
Roquefort de Pontuffer.
This is Bartholomew Richard Fitzgerald Smythe.
Oh my god, that's even more pompous than I could conjure up.
And Fitzgerald Smythe is hyphenated.
Because why not?
I know, like, he's Bartholomew Richard Fitzgerald Smythe. I hate that name. I hate it.
That's so much.
Okay. Now, this is one that you actually brought up earlier. So I got it. You're going to love his name. Are you ready?
Yeah.
What's that name from Mr. Clean?
Oh god.
And it's funny because his name, it basically just says how clean he is.
Is it I.M.Clean?
His name is Veritably Clean.
Oh my god.
I was like, yes, I love it.
You can verify that cleanliness.
Oh my god. Alright. Here's two that go hand in hand. I want you to give me the name of the policeman from the board game Monopoly.
He has a fucking name?
He sure does, and it's a great name. I love it.
Is it, like, in the cards on Monopoly or on the board, or is it just, like, the creators had a pet name when they drew him?
I'm pretty sure this is, like, you're gonna find some, like, deep lore written in some Monopoly novel that existed once in, like, the 20s or something.
God. I just...
Now, he is a policeman. Give him his title, please.
Okay, so Officer
Okay.
Johnnery Johnson.
This, I can, like, when I look at the card with him on it, I can see this name.
Okay.
This is Officer Edgar Malroy.
All right.
Oh,
yeah,
sorry.
that's like a...
Edgar Mallory, my bad.
That's a very, like, 1950s name.
Yeah.
Like a cop that would rough you up.
Oh, God, it's Officer Mallory. Jesus. Okay, what about that Monopoly man?
Another monocle situation.
What's that little rich dude's name? He's got a pompous name, too. It's not like Richie Rich bad, but it's pretty close.
Okay, Fitzgerald Fauntleroy Smythe.
This is Milburn Pennybags.
Pennybags.
Now, this is for all the marbles.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
This is it. This is the whole kit and caboodle. Okay?
If I win this one, I get all the points.
You get all the points. Kelsey.
Robert.
I need the name for the Pillsbury Doughboy.
Oh, damn it. I should know this.
You should know this. That is why this is for everything.
Poppin' Fresh.
His name is Poppin' Fresh.
It's Poppin' Fresh, baby.
Good job.
Yes.
And it's
That's
Poppin'
my boy.
With an apostrophe. He's not
Poppin'
it is. Fresh. He's Poppin' Fresh.
Poppin' Fresh.
Damn it. I was hoping to catch you on that and be like, Ferdin claimed you were such a fan, but no, you don't even know his name, but you got it.
I love me some Pillsbury Doughboy.
There you go. And that is my name these famous weirdos thing.
Thank you so much for that. That was a lot of fun.
I knew I had to save Pillsbury for last.
Very nice, very nice. we have a listener that we wanted to get into.
Okay.
This one's from our dear friend, Ferdin, who has written to us perhaps a billion times.
Yep.
Love him so much. Okay. He says, today I wanted to talk about one of Kelsey's favorite topics, true crime.
Ooh. Okay.
I recently watched a documentary on Netflix called Don't Fuck with Cats. It was pretty riveting.
Okay.
When Kelsey and I talked about it, she already kind of knew what the story was. This is the first time I had heard about how batshit this story was. Pretty much the whole premise is this guy did some really messed up stuff for fame. I wanted to know what y'all thought of naming people in these horrible events like mass shootings and things like that. I watch Philip DeFranco on YouTube, and he has a strict no-naming policy. He believes most of these people do these things for fame. I felt sick to my stomach by the end of Don't Fuck with Cats because I was feeding into this guy's fame. So, he has a few questions for us.
That is an awesome email. I did not expect it to go like that.
Yeah.
I like that. That was good.
And so here's his questions.
Okay.
He says, what are your thoughts on naming killers / horrible people in crimes? What are your thoughts on hot murders?
On hot murders?
He elaborates on this and says, Ted Bundy was not as attractive as people say, but Aaron Hernandez could get it.
God.
I know. And then he asks, favorite true crime documentary? His is Abducted in Plain Sight or Dear Zachary. I'm about this email. I'm so into it.
Okay. Well,
I have a lot of thoughts.
You listen to My Favorite Murder and stuff too, right?
I do. I have several murder podcasts in my lineup that I listen to.
Yeah.
/ true crime podcasts.
So actually, I had told Haley that this was going to be our thing, and I want to know what you think about what she had to say. It was the only thing she had to offer about true crime.
All right.
She just said, have you noticed that all these podcasts talk about the exact same true crime event? It's just you're listening to the different take from the different people.
Yeah.
And I was like,
yeah,
oh, yeah, that kind of ruins it for me.
I have a lot of thoughts on true crime podcasts because, like, the first true crime podcast, or like the first like famous one, at least the one that kind of launched this whole podcasting for true crime situation, was Serial.
Okay.
Have you ever listened to Serial?
No.
It's really fucking good.
Everyone's
it's very...
all about it, and I think maybe that's not the one I started. I think I started the Black Tapes, which was a different one.
Oh yeah, is that true crime? That's a horror story, isn't it?
No, but
yeah.
But I have some that people have tried to get me to listen to, and I think the Black Tapes was the only one that I started.
Okay, yeah, Serial is like it's a pretty high profile case, and it's only high profile because Serial covered it so in depth. Like so, the trial is the murder case of Heyman Lee, and she was allegedly murdered by Adnan Syed, and the whole focus of Serial is just interviewing Adnan and trying to find out where he was, what his alibi was, if he had friends that could vouch for him. Just like, it was really investigative. What's the word? Investigative. I like investigatory.
Yeah.
Investigatory.
That can be your new true crime podcast.
Yes.
Investigatory.
I clearly have no idea what I'm talking about. But it was so well researched and put together and professional because it's done by like high profile podcasters. So it was one thing that I really liked about it was that by the end of it, they didn't have a clear opinion or finality on it. It was just like, these are the facts as presented to you. Yeah. Okay. Like, what do you think happened? And that is what I enjoy in true crime, is like when experts can do all the research and present the facts to me as they are, and can line up all these witnesses and all these alibis and all these stories and just all the evidence, essentially just line it up and be like, this is what we have, and then the rest is up to you. Because I like to feel like I'm a member of the jury. I don't want to be told, like, this guy is guilty because of this, or this guy is innocent because of that.
Yeah.
And so let's go down the line in Ferdinand's questions here. So the whole thing about Don't Fuck with Cats, I didn't want to watch that because I already kind of knew about it just from being on the internet in the time that it occurred. Do you remember the origin story for Don't Fuck with Cats?
No, I just know what it is because I've had so many people tell me to go watch that documentary.
I refuse to watch it because I I don't need to see anything around like animal violence. It really hurts me in my soul.
Yeah.
So I don't want to like expose my brain to that. I don't know.
Yeah.
Which is stupid because I listen to a ton of true crime podcasts and watch a ton of crime TV shows. So violence against humans, I'm a little bit desensitized to maybe. But when little baby kittens are involved and he's like, I don't even want to get into it. It's awful.
Yeah.
But I have never watched Philip DeFranco on YouTube. I think that's interesting that he has the strict no naming policy because it's true. People do this shit for fame most of the time, especially with mass shootings and stuff. And America always does this thing where they're like, here's the scoreboard and this is where this guy ranks. Like, this one's better than Columbine, but worse than Las Vegas. Like, quit fucking doing that. Like, I don't need to know where this guy falls on the ranking chart, like your scoreboard, your sick media scoreboard that you're keeping. I don't want to know how many faceless people died in this crowd for this one dude whose face you're plastering all over the media. I want to know who the victims are, and I want to know how their families are coping. And I want to know that they're cared for, you know?
I do agree with that because, I mean, that is why a lot of people do it, you know? So I can see not wanting to name them for that cause, you know?
Yeah.
But, like, when you have, let's say, because those are not really, I feel like the one-offs, it's like, why? You would name the event. You would not name the person.
Right.
You know?
Like, the Sandy Hook shooter, I don't know his name. I know that so many poor children were cut down that day, but
yeah,
I don't know the shooter's name.
I feel like the names only go for, like, serial killers. People that have hit, like, a bunch of targets over time.
Right.
Because if you do it all at once, well, like...
I think, I don't know, there's
think
some
about that. We
behind
have
that too.
So many names of, like, Jack the Ripper. We have, like...
Ed Kemper.
Yeah, we have these
Ted
names,
Bundy.
but they were almost, like, the first of their kind in time, you know?
Right.
Like, now, if you're going out to shoot stuff, you're just, like, part of a group now. Like you're not really singling yourself out anymore.
Right.
You know? Like, I don't really see what fame you think you're going to gain, except that, like, 15 seconds by being on the news for, like, a week, and then that's it.
That's something that all people want, though. Like, they'll go out there and do that shit and immediately kill themselves, and then their life is over, and they don't have to deal with the consequences or the fallout of all the families they've left fractured.
You weren't even really 15 seconds of fame. You're now nothing. You can't even reap that reward, you know? It's like, so what was your point?
Yeah. These people are just sick. I don't know.
But, I mean, that was like... Wasn't there one of the people that tried to shoot one of the presidents? Wasn't his whole thing just to be famous for trying to kill a president or something?
Yeah, so there's been a few things like that. Like, Charles Manson's, like, little lady that he had under tutelage, Squeaky Fromm, she tried to kill... Was it JFK, I think?
I can't remember.
There was, like, an assassination attempt on somebody... And it was stupid because, like, she shook his hand, she had a gun, and she's like, I'm here to kill you. And then they tackled her and got her in prison because she didn't actually take the shot. But maybe that's wrong. I don't know. I'm not well researched. I'm just repeating things that I hear on the internet.
Well, I mean, I totally agree with not naming them.
Yeah.
You know, but, like, I think this is the gist of it. That's like an old-timey thing. We used to name people back in the day because that's how you got the news out, you know?
Right.
Like, not everybody was so glued to social media that you can find out that this happened so fast. Like, you had to have these names, and that's how the word spread to watch out for them, you know?
Yeah.
So I feel like the naming of serial killers is almost like an antiquated thing. Like, we have no need to do that now. Like, there's no point for it.
I see reason for it when the killer is still on the loose. Like, if they're on FBI's most wanted list, you're going to want to know who this person is. You don't need to know, like, they killed so-and-so and so-and-so. You need to know, like, you know, James, whoever is out on the loose, go get him. Yeah.
So it, I guess, just goes back to if it's a serial killer, you almost kind of need a name because it's like you need to find them.
Right.
But when it comes to a terror attack that are doing it strictly to get their name out, you're, like, rewarding the bad behavior, you know?
Right. And I hate that so much.
Yeah.
And also, sometimes the news will like put out stuff before they have a concrete thing to go on. Like this happened a few years ago with the I think it was with the Boston bomber.
Mm-hmm.
They put out a profile of a kid that they thought did it, and they put out his picture on news, and they're like, this is the guy, go get him. And there was this whole witch hunt, and like Reddit was extremely just influential in getting this dude's personal information out on the website and just kind of disseminating it throughout the population, and everyone hunted this poor dude, and he didn't fucking do it, so it ruined his life. I think he ended up killing himself. Again, not fact checked, I'm just here spouting information.
Well, that's like that movie that I really wanted to see. What's that movie that just came out about the Oklahoma bomb thing?
Yes, Richard Jewell. Yeah.
I wanted to see that real bad because he didn't do it, but it was like, well, we got to pin it, you know?
Right.
Like the public won't rest until someone's to blame, so boom, here's the guy. You know?
Yes. Yeah, so it can be really harmful to just go around naming people when you're not 1,000% sure on the facts of the crime.
Yeah. I'm going to give mad props to Philip DeFranco because that is a cool stance. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, same here.
That's cool.
So, thoughts on hot murders?
Okay.
Do you have any thoughts?
No.
Okay.
If all murderers look like they do in the movies, like Mr. Brooks and stuff, that'd be okay.
I mean,
like, isn't that like the whole thing about killers? It's like always like the ones that look the most normal, and that's what's so scary about them.
Right. That the thing with serial killers, for the most part, is that they're charismatic and they can get you to get in their car.
Yeah.
Like, if you want to go to this person's second location with them, it's because they're probably
go to a second location.
Never go to a second location. Yeah, Ted Bundy is often cited as like really, really attractive and like so he wooed women. I mean, I don't know. I think he just dressed nice and had a confident attitude, and that's how he spun his web that he trapped poor women in.
Yeah.
And that's, I don't know. I have a lot of thoughts on it. There were so many fucking Ted Bundy movies last year for some reason. They came out with that Zac Efron movie, and then like 6 documentaries followed. And I was like, what the fuck? Why is everybody so into Ted Bundy?
Was there like an anniversary or something around then?
I don't even know, but I just think that it kind of glorifies his crimes a little bit.
Yeah.
And women, I don't know. There's a big faction of people that idolize serial killers and will like write to them in prison and just want to be their bestie and want to get married to them. Like, some of them actually get married in prison to crazy fans that just idolize their killings. And I'm like, why?
I think Manson was close to getting married, but then they were like, we're not going to let you do that.
Yeah, can you imagine being a prison guard and watching a crusty old killer get married? Like, I cannot.
I know. I think it's worth making the movies or documentaries about them, right?
Right.
As like an expose on like, here's how this happened. Like, let's not repeat this, right? But when you're just making movies just to like show it again, like, what's the point, right?
Yeah, like there's good true crime documentaries. Like The Staircase, I thought was very good because it showed several different theories. It had experts from different fields that were saying like, this could have happened or this could have happened. Here's how the blood spatter looks. Here's how it could look if it happened this way. And then there's another one, actually, the Amanda Knox thing on Netflix. Did you watch that?
So, true crime is not one of my things.
Okay.
I intake almost 0% true crime stuff.
I'm so about it. I don't know. I recognize that it's problematic, but I have reasons for why I like it. And it's the analytical aspect of it. Like, the Amanda Knox one, the draw for it, like in the trailer for it, she says, either I am a psychopath in sheep's clothing or I am you. And that's why people are drawn to her story. Because Amanda Knox, are you familiar with her story?
No.
She was in the news, I think in the 90s, for allegedly killing her roommate. She was an American abroad in Italy, like doing a study abroad program.
That sounds familiar. Okay.
It was all over the news because she's a really attractive woman, and it was this whole thing like she killed her roommate. There was a jealous fight over some guy. There was a broken bra on the ground that was an important piece of evidence. Like, it was just really, it was a very fucked up crime, and she just happened to be this girl's roommate and was at the center of it all. And she was actually tried twice for the murder, went to prison wrongly for several years, and was eventually acquitted because they actually found the real murderer with DNA evidence and got a confession out of him and all that.
Damn.
But yeah, but it was one of those things, like, she's an American abroad and she's stuck in an Italian prison and she's innocent.
Yeah.
And either she's trying to convince people that she is innocent and you believe her because she's pretty, or she's actually innocent and she's just stuck over there and you feel bad for her, you know?
Yeah.
So it's the human aspect of stories at the center of stuff like that that's what draws me in.
Mm-hmm.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, so there's like the good true crime, and then there's also the bad ones. So I don't like the shit that focuses on really gory details of the crime, or just like salaciously is just, look at this and there's just blood all over the place. There's so much shrapnel in this person's skull, and like I don't know. There's people that get so into the horrible aspect of it and just look at crime scene photos, and I don't know how you could do that. It fucks me up.
I mean, that's kind of like, do you watch Criminal Minds?
No.
Okay. I mean, I did a long time ago.
Is that a fiction show?
Yeah, it's like a CSI, NCIS, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But it's like the people that like look at a crime, and then based on how everything happens, they come up with like the profile of the human being behind it.
Okay.
You might actually dig that show.
That sounds like it's up my alley.
So it's got Greg in it from Dharma and Greg.
Okay.
And he is 0% happy ever. It's very
Sounds
sad.
like it.
All
right.
But yeah, so it's like they'll like see a crime and they go, okay, well, he's killed like 3 women that look like this. What's common about them? What's this? And they will wind up piecing together like, well, he had a bad childhood, and this is how he takes it out now. Like, look at how he does this to these women. This is the act that he's trying to recreate. And they like profile and build a whole image of the human behind it, and then that's how they find them.
That's what I like. I like the aspect of the psychology of it, the science of it, just trying to figure out why this happened and how it can be prevented from happening again.
Well, that's what I was going to say about people that watch like the gory ones, or maybe look at the profile pictures, you know? Like, I feel like if you're really looking at it really analytically, that might be called for, because it's like, okay, like if I look at this, I can see how like the body maybe fell, and I can piece together how this happened so that the next time this kind of thing happens, I could figure out, well, this is probably the most common way that this occurs, you know?
Right.
Like, there's probably a reason for it, but
Definitely.
to just be looking at it just for fun, you know? Yeah, that's
there's
different.
a lot of true crime shows where they do reenactments of stuff, where they show like a digital redoing of how the person could have fallen, what made the blood spatter look like this. In particular, the staircase did show a lot of the staircase in question, the one where the lady fell down and there was blood fucking everywhere.
Okay.
They showed it over and over and over, and like zoomed in on the blood stains and stuff, which I think it wasn't uncalled for because it was all about the science of it. It wasn't just like, blood, look at this blood. But there's a lot of TV shows that are just like, and here's where a lady got stabbed on the chest, and they just show you a photo with no fucking warning, and I'm like, why are you putting this up here?
And then
like,
they go on to the next one.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was one show, Mindhunter, which a lot of people have recommended to me, and so I watched the first season of it. It started slow. It took me a while to get into it. It's about like the FBI when they first started noticing serial killers, because serial killers were not a thing until like the 60s or 70s, you know?
Yeah.
So, or at least they weren't caught until the 60s or 70s.
Or
so
like
the FBI
profiled as such.
Right, yeah. So the FBI was trying to like look into how they could investigate stuff, like get in there mentally and figure out what kind of people they're dealing with.
Yeah.
So the premise of the show is that these guys go interview Ed Kemper. And Ed Kemper is really, really fucked up. He's like a necrophile, and he killed, I think, 10 people, which includes his grandparents and I think his mom. And like, he killed his grandparents when he was like 14 years old. And when the police asked him why, he was just like, I just wanted to know what it would be like to kill grandma.
Yeah.
So clearly he's a really fucked up dude. But so I couldn't get into the show because they portray Ed Kemper in that show as just being like really laid back and chill and like, let's eat pizza in prison together and have a cigarette and talk about my crimes. And I don't know. I can see the reason that people like the show, but it just felt really cavalier with that to me.
Yeah.
And I don't like it when people just kind of, it felt too lofty. Like there wasn't a heaviness around his crimes. They never really addressed, like, this man is a criminal, a really crazy guy that killed a lot of people and did it horrifically.
Yeah.
But
See,
I guess that's,
I think
just
that's
how people
why
get
I
sucked in.
can't, I like can't get into these things. Because usually
Yeah.
when I'm like trying to watch something, I do like to see a side of life that like I don't know, you know?
yeah.
But I don't want to know that side of life. Like there's
Yeah.
there's like nothing to be gained from knowing that there's people like this out there, you know?
Yeah.
And like it doesn't make me feel happy to know like, yep, that is a thing that people need to worry about, you know?
I think one of the reasons that I go to true crime to cope is because I can say, at least I'm not dead. I don't know, at least I'm not a killer. There's just some aspect of it that draws me in. I don't know what it is, and I feel bad for it sometimes because...
I feel like you do like the puzzle side of it because
Yeah.
it is a puzzle, and it's like, okay, but, you know, how does it all fit together? You know?
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, I can see that because some people, I mean, just feel that need to have something be solved and make sense, you know?
Right.
And, I mean, that's when, like, you get into, like, cold cases and all that kind of stuff where people just can't let it go whenever
Yes.
there's nothing else to support anything for it. But they just,
I am
like,
fascinated
I need to figure
with
it
cold
out.
cases. Like, cold cases to me are just the ultimate puzzle. I just want to know what happened. Like, I need
Yeah.
closure on it. Even though I didn't know these people, I feel like they need closure, so I need to find it for them.
Yeah.
By watching true crime obsessively.
There is one true crime thing that I do want to watch, though.
Oh yeah?
It's old by now. Let me find out the name of it. I think it was an HBO documentary.
Okay.
Yes. Okay. So yeah, it's from 2016.
Okay.
It's called Beware the Slender Man.
Ooh, oh my god, that whole story. I watched that.
You did watch that?
I watched that. It was really fucked up.
I mean, I know everything about it because I actually kept up with those two girls in court to when they finally got sentenced.
Yeah.
Like, I read it in the news, like, every day waiting for them to get sentenced, which was only, like, last year.
Yeah, it was a very long time for sentencing, I think, because they were minors and they were just kind of waiting on it.
So
that whole story was so fucked up.
If you don't know what this one is, it is these two girls who found out about Slender Man online and invited a friend over, took her out to the woods, and stabbed her something like 27 times? 40 times, maybe?
Just a
Between,
fucking
like,
lot.
The two of them, and the little girl that got stabbed crawled her way out of the forest and got to a road, got picked up, is still alive today, survived that. Love that little girl. She's like inspiration.
Fucking badass.
But it's all because of an internet hoax.
Yeah.
Like, I want to watch that one because me and Ferdin love Slender Man. We were all about that when that was a thing. And then to think that this thing that we enjoyed could be turned into this, that interests me some.
Right.
So,
yeah, I see the appeal of that for sure.
I still want to watch it. I haven't, and now it's, 4 years old.
It's worth a watch.
Yeah, I definitely need to watch that one.
Ferdin mentions in his email, in his thoughts on hot murders, Aaron Hernandez could get it.
Okay.
That documentary, I think you would find interesting also, because it's a recent one that just came out on Netflix. I think it was a few episodes because it was like a series. So it details the crimes of Aaron Hernandez, who was like a star football player. The crime part of that was interesting, of course, but my main draw for this was the sports half of it, because at the end of it, they kind of go into like, he ends up killing himself in jail after being convicted of these crimes, and they go in and they take his brain and they examine it, and they find all of these big fucking holes in his brain that were caused by repeated concussions in sports for being a football star. And they talk about like the ramifications of this and how the NFL should change and like help their players and make rules that are like, don't hit each other in the head so fucking hard over and over again. And
just like that movie Concussion.
Yeah. Just knowing that like we have the ability to go in, look at this person's brain and see like, oh, he was really fucked up. Maybe this is one of the causes. I mean, that movie has so many layers, and he was pretty fucked up for so many different reasons, including a lot of internalized homophobia, which I felt super bad for him for, because it was just a whole thing. Yeah. Just a whole thing. But it had a lot of... I think you would like it. It's fascinating. Just... I really enjoy true crime stuff that's like crime adjacent like this. Like the sports aspect of it was more interesting to me. So there's some other ones that I've watched. There's one that's called 3 Perfect Strangers, which I've recommended to you. Yeah. It's about triplets that don't know the others exist. So they end up just meeting by chance in college, which is nuts to me. Can you imagine fucking growing up thinking you're an only child, and then suddenly you meet your twin, and then suddenly you find out you guys have a triplet? Yeah. Like, fucking crazy. And it goes into like the details of why they were separated at birth, and it ends up being just this crazy roller coaster of a story that just ends in something that I'm not going to spoil for anybody, because I want you all to go watch it. Okay. So it's another crime adjacent movie, because it explores, it's not a murder story, it's just like, it's about crime and why people are the way they are and what has happened to people to make them this way. Another one like that is called Tell Me Who I Am. It was about 2 twin brothers, one of whom was in a really terrible accident in which he lost his entire memory, his whole fucking memory, when he was like 18. And he had to rely on his brother to kind of fill in the gaps of his life for him. And so he's going back to his home and trying to reconcile normal life that he sees on TV and being like, why don't we live a normal life like this? Yeah. And his brother has to kind of craft a story for him to hide him from the crimes that his family has been committing, which I also will not spoil for anybody, because you have to go watch this. It's fucking crazy. It's depressing as hell. Get tissues. Okay. It's just, I don't know, crime comes in many different flavors. It doesn't all have to be murder.
That's true.
Another one, this one is murder related, but the actual documentary, The Long Shot, is not murder related. They only briefly talk about this killing, but this guy went to a baseball game and a murder happened where he was convicted of it, or he was tried for it. The murder happened at a different location, and he couldn't prove that he was at the baseball game. So it's all about his lawyer like going in and trying to prove it, and they end up proving it because he was at the baseball game during the taping for that TV show with fucking Larry David. What's it called?
Curb Your Enthusiasm?
Yes, he was on. He was in the fucking background of Curb Your Enthusiasm at this baseball game.
Oh my god.
It's so wild. Like, his lawyer had to comb the entire baseball stadium for his face on these tapes. Yeah. And he fucking did it. It's very good. It's like a 30 to 40 minute documentary, so it's really short, and it's fascinating. Yeah. So I'm a fan of crime tales in general, especially ones that can explain just the judicial process and just other stuff that you don't normally think of. I don't like to see people getting stabbed or shot. I like when crimes are solved.
I just want the court side.
Yeah. And then Ferdinand also asked us to pick our favorite true crime documentary, which I don't think I can do. I've just named like 6. You should go watch all of them.
So, true crime documentary, I guess I wouldn't have one because I don't think I've honestly watched one.
Yeah.
But I would say the closest for me would be Capote.
Did a movie?
So that was a movie. So the movie Capote is about the author that writes the book about this murder that happened, but it's a real murder.
Oh.
Where these 2 guys like went into this house and like shotgunned everybody in it in a cold blood, and that's the name of the book. It's just called In Cold Blood, and I was like really into that whole circumstance for a while when that movie first came out.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say it's gonna be Beware the Slender Man because I already am all about that case and that story, and I would like to see the actual people talk about it, and I think that would be my jam.
Yeah, I think you would like that a lot.
Like, in that, like, so many people love that stuff, and it has just never grabbed my interest.
Yeah, I think it just takes a specific type of, I don't know, interest. I can't justify it. I know that crime is terrible, and it happens all around us, and it's...
I like all that gross kind of stuff, but I just don't watch it. I just don't watch this stuff, you know?
Yeah.
I don't know, because I guess it's not like a cool tale that's been crafted. It's like, nope, somebody was just this bad.
Yeah, it's weird to say that you're a true crime fan, because nobody is a fan of crime except for fucking criminals. I'm just a fan of when they're solved.
Sounds like you're a criminal. Well,
all right.
Speaking of true crime...
Yeah?
I went and saw a movie with crime in it.
What'd you see?
So I gave you that emoji. What do you think the movie is?
Oh, let me look at the emoji again. Oh, creepy shadow man following a man.
That's actually really close to what it's about.
I don't know.
I went and saw...
Kenneth, the movie.
The Invisible Man.
Oh, I want to see that so bad.
What would you like me to say?
Give me a rating out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Fuck yes. Oh my god, yes. I'm so excited.
Is for real one of the most perfect movies that I have seen in a long time.
I love that actress. What's her name?
Something
Elizabeth
Moss.
Something?
Elizabeth
Moss?
Yeah.
All right. Put it together.
Yeah, she's just good, period.
Yes.
Right?
I love her face.
I only bring up like the crime thing with it. So the whole thing is she was dating this guy, right?
Uh-huh.
And he is like super insane controlling. So she escapes one night, right?
Uh-huh.
And like 2 weeks later he commits suicide.
Fuck.
And like they show her the pictures, like here he is, he's dead, blah blah blah. And then that's when she's like, but I think he's here, and that's when the whole like Invisible Man stuff starts, right?
Yes,
and
the previews are chilling.
It's like, but what's going on? And here's the thing, I truly give props to the marketing people for that, because those trailers give you nothing as to what that movie's about.
Really? Okay.
You really don't know what that movie's about.
Nice.
And while that's true, I did call every single thing.
Okay.
I mean, every single thing.
It looks like it's predictable, but it looks like it's predictable in a good way.
Yeah, because it was predictable in that if this is not what happens, I'm going to get pissed. And then it happened, and I was like, fuck yes.
All right, good.
Yes, that's what I wanted! Oh my god.
Yes!
It is so good. And I actually thought to myself during that movie, I was like, did they know they were making such a banger of a movie? Because everything in it works. Everything works. Nothing is like real cheesy or hokey. Nothing's too complicated. Like it just works, and it works great.
It's a remake, right?
Kind of.
Because there was one that was it Kevin Bacon was the Invisible Man originally?
Okay, so the Invisible Man...
Hollow Man.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I've been trying to get Taylor to watch Hollow Man.
I love Hollow Man.
Since the day I met her.
Oh, it's so good.
I fucking know! It's one of my favorite movies of all time.
Yes.
And she will not watch it. And I said, okay,
Ugh.
if we watch this movie and it it goes like a certain way. Like, if I get a certain vibe from it and you like it, would you agree to watch Hollow Man, right?
Uh-huh.
And I totally got the Hollow Man vibe of just how good it was, and she loved it, so she's gonna watch Hollow Man hopefully soon.
Fantastic.
It is nothing like Hollow Man. Like, don't get that confused.
Okay.
Like, these movies are very different. But so, The Invisible Man is a book by H.G. Wells from, like, the 1800s, dude.
What?
Yeah. I think it came before he did War of the Worlds.
Holy shit.
And so, he was a famous Universal movie monster, right?
Right.
So, like, Frankenstein, Dracula, Wolfman, and stuff.
Yeah.
The Invisible Man was in that lineup. Creature from the Black Lagoon. And then... So what this movie is, because I, did all that research today, after I saw it.
Uh-huh.
The Universal movie monsters were going to have their own, like, Marvel Cinematic Universe kind of thing.
What?
Yeah, and they've attempted it twice. They started with Victor Frankenstein, which had James McAvoy and Daniel Radcliffe in it.
I don't even remember that.
People didn't like it.
Okay.
Daniel Radcliffe was Igor, but he's not like a hunchback like monster. He's just a dude named Igor, right?
Okay.
And James McAvoy's Frankenstein, right? So that was the start of it. It did horribly. And they were like, well, fuck. So they're like, okay, we're going to start this thing. And they called it the Dark Universe. How dope is that?
That is dope as hell.
Universe name. And their first one was going to be The Mummy with Tom Cruise.
Okay.
And as we all know, that movie insanely flopped.
Yeah.
Oh, it flopped big time. And they were like, okay, universe, canceled. That was the second time. We fucked it up again. Fuck.
Well, they gotta just make good movies.
And I watched that movie. It's pretty good, actually.
Really?
I loved it. I thought it was fantastic.
Okay.
The end kind of was weird. And that's probably why... I don't know. It's just a weird movie. But so, then they went, okay, we want to make movies again with all these monsters, right? But we can't get this thing started. What are we going to do? And they were like, how about we scrap the whole universe thing? Everybody just has their own story. Let's just make it like it was. Each story is its own contained, short, finalized thing.
Okay.
So, while there could be an Invisible Man 2 for this, there doesn't need to be. This movie ends. It's concluded.
Okay.
And I feel good. Like, if there was never a part 2, I would be totally fine. This movie is perfect. Good. It doesn't need anything more.
Fantastic.
So now, they're going to be doing that with everybody else. Like, Frankenstein's going to get a movie. Dracula might get another movie.
Frankenstein would be so good right now. Can you imagine?
Know. Like, now that they're not trying to tie it all in and just give this story its full worth, it could be amazing.
And then, once you get all the characters, they're each individual stories, then you can start the universe, right?
Nah, then you just do like a Smash type thing, and you just bring them all in to fight.
I would fucking watch the hell out of that.
So instead of Freddy versus Jason, it's Frankenstein versus Dracula versus the Wolfman versus Creature. Just like a 10-name roster. Longest movie title of all time.
I want them to bring back the Creature from the Black Lagoon, and I want Guillermo del Toro to do that.
Oh, it'd be so good.
Because he already kind of did it with that fish fucking movie, but I want him to do it with like a swamp fucking movie.
Like, I think that's what was missing in the other ones that they were trying with the universe.
The Shape of Swamp.
In those old movies, it was always this sympathetic character. Like, Frankenstein is the bad guy in that movie.
Yeah.
Or, well, Frankenstein's monster, per se.
Right.
But you still feel for him at the same time. And that's why those movies worked. Like, he wasn't just a monster. The Wolfman, you felt bad for him by the end. The Invisible Man, you feel bad for him by the end, right?
Really?
Not in this movie, no.
Okay, yeah. I was like, I don't think I'm going to feel bad for him. He's kind of tricking this lady.
No, like, in the old movies, the whole thing was you, like, sympathized with your person, right?
Okay.
Yeah. We sympathize with people in this movie. It's just her and not the Invisible Man.
What does that say about humanity? That one of the scariest fucking things that you can have is just a man that you can't see. Like,
I will say this. You know that I'm pretty even keeled when I go see a movie. It's all good, right?
Uh-huh.
I was tense a lot of this movie.
Oh, I'm so excited. I want to see it so bad.
And it's not even a big jump scare movie.
See, Richard won't see it with me because he says it's going to be a scary movie. And I'm like, it's not scary. It's a thriller.
It's definitely a thriller. There are maybe like a couple jump scares, but it's not like something jumps in your face. It's like a loud noise because something comes on in the kitchen, you know?
Okay.
But the scares that are in it, they're just there. And you're like, fuck, I'm fucked up right now.
It's just like a creeping dread thing, right?
Oh, yeah, there's tons of that.
Because it's just like, he's invisible and he's here and I can't see him.
But how can I prove that, you know? Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I got a lot of Paranormal Activity 1 and 2 vibes.
Oof.
Like, you know, back when that series was good.
Yeah. We should rewatch those.
Oh, we should. The only thing missing from this movie was there was never, like, a hairbrush thing.
Hairbrush thing?
Like, I kept waiting at some point for him to, like, just, like, run his hand through her hair, but be all invisible, right? That never happened.
Good. Gross.
So, that's, like, the one thing that I would say is bad for this. And I take away 0% because it's still too good.
Okay.
It is perfect. I recommend it to everybody. Please see it ASAP right now. Go.
Hell yes.
It was so creepy. We were sitting in the theater and Taylor legit thought she saw somebody crawling on the floor towards her.
What?
Yeah, she just like jumped up and grabbed her phone and started to flash the light down there. And I was like, did you drop something? She goes, I thought there was a person. And I was like, but they would be invisible. Like, she was getting creeped out.
All right.
It's so good. I cannot recommend it more.
All right. Yes. Shall we comb our fingers through this podcast here?
Oh, let's do it. Ooh. Please tell your friends about us. Help us grow this audience. Don't leave them invisible. Find people. Sprinkle stuff around. Make sure you can grab all these people and show them to this podcast. Don't forget to subscribe to us on your favorite platform so you never miss an episode. Because we are here. We are not invisible every Monday. Very visible. You'll see us. If you have a second to rate and review, you're just like, oh my god. If you have a second to rate and review us on Apple Podcasts, give us a big old 5 stars. That would help us out so much. We would love to grow this more, become bigger for you guys. Give you more content and stuffs. But we gotta get them reviews, man.
We need all 5.
Those reviews really, really help out.
Pretty please. You can find us and friend us on social media. We are at YMBTOAP on Twitter and Instagram. We're out there all the time, talking to people, posting shit. Come look at our Instagram stories. I put a lot of stuff on that Instagram story. I want you to see it. I want you to look at it. Interact with it. It's there for you. Be sure to like and follow our Facebook page. Subscribe to our channels on YouTube and Twitch. We just put up our stream for Gris. We streamed it on Twitch last Saturday, 2 Saturdays ago. And it's up on YouTube. It was so awesome.
Oh, man.
It's up on YouTube in its entirety. It is a long game, 3.5 hour stream, but you can do it. I believe in you. You have the stamina.
Or you can always just pod fast like me and put it in a little quick.
I watched it at half speed for some parts just because I wanted to see like our reactions in slow time.
And I keep wanting to go back because I want to know how close I look like I was to crying.
You're a chipmunkin'.
Oh my god.
So after you're done watching that, you can send us a nice email at ymbtoap@gmail.com, and that stands for You Must Be Thinking of Another Podcast. We want your listener mail. Send us what you think about true crime, because this email was very good. Came out of the deep blue nowhere, and it was very interesting. I want to know everybody else's opinions on true crime. Do you like it? Do you hate it? Do you hate those who like it? Do you like those who hate it?
I was going to say, tell us your favorite murder, but then it's like, that's feeding the culture that we didn't like.
Yeah.
But yeah, tell us your favorite true crime. If you have some great documentaries that we don't know about, give us some interesting ones. I have a weird movie. Let's see, okay. I know a lot of movies that are based on true things. It's a German movie called Cannibal.
Ooh.
This is a true event. Of course, what's in the movie probably isn't true because it's a movie about it, right?
Right.
But the event is this guy in Germany put out a post on, like, Craigslist out there, right?
Uh-huh.
Said, I want to eat a person. And somebody wrote back and said, you can eat me. And he goes to this guy's house and he ate him.
Oh my gosh.
Like, this guy willingly gave himself up to be eaten by this guy from a post on Craigslist. And that's a true event that really happened.
I hate that.
So there's a movie, so of course it's not like, and here's what happened, because we don't know, you know?
Yeah.
Like, only those two guys know. And now only one of them knows.
Okay.
But, like, I know a lot of weird movies based on stuff, but give us, like, documentaries that really delve into it. Give Kelsey some nice puzzles to solve.
Yeah, I want to solve some puzzles.
And while you're out doing that, go check out our friend Faraj. He does our theme song. You know, that great one, The Grim Reaper Blows the Horn.
It's jam.
He's been pumping out all kinds of new songs lately. Like, he must have gotten some sort of inspiration. He's just, like, on a kick right now.
He sure is.
So go check him out. And as always, thanks for listening, and tune in next time to get the answer to that burning question. Why do hands and hair bother Kelsey so much?
That's an excellent question.
But we had one more important sound we wanted you to hear.
Ooh, loosey-goosey. Here we go. Shake it out.
Loosey-goosey.
Oh, wait a minute.
Get... What?
It's a good thing you reminded me of that. I need to change my battery out in the headset because I feel like it may die.
Yeah, do that. I did mine.
Okay, hang on.
Okay.
Always feel like such a badass when I change out the battery. Sounds so cool.
I know. That, like, snap.
Yeah.
Steel Series sponsor us.